Welcome to another episode of the God and the Goddess podcast. I'm the Goddess Ebony, and I'm here with the God Brother Hiram Akeem. Say what's up, Brother Hiram.
What's happening, Brother Hiram? Hey, man, we're here on a Sunday.
We are here on a Sunday. How was your week, though?
It's I ain't even thinking about that. We got some crazy news today on a Sunday, which is why we're at the office today. This is crazy.
Yeah, we got some sad news this morning, and we'll get into that in just a second. This podcast is brought to you by a brand new podcast. Well, I shouldn't say brand new. It's a relaunch of a podcast called The Rewind Show. It'll be celebrating old school music while giving you pertinent information that you can use on a daily basis while sipping on a chilled bottle of wine.
Okay, you know what? That's my brother's podcast. With he's doing it with
Shar Johnson.
SharJohnson.com, and two other personalities. There's a DJ in there, and they're gonna be spinning some of them old school traditional joints that your mama used to play. Hell, that some from New Jack Swing to Motown. I don't know, some old school while you hitting the bottle.
Yeah. Now let's jump into this news because it's actually kind of shocking and saddening at the same time. About 10 o'clock this morning, there was a report that the helicopter owned by Kobe Bryant had crashed into a side of the side of a
like a mountain.
Mountain, yeah. I wanted to say wall, but it wasn't a wall, a mountain. And reports have been confirmed that in fact it was 41-year-old NBA star Kobe Bryant.
Now the first part is, for the first part of the day, they were just reporting it was just him with four others.
Yes.
And we didn't know who those four others
Yes.
were. But since we've been waiting, doing our due diligence, watching the timelines, the feeds, and everything, with the reporter newspaper as well, we found out some more news, the official news.
Yeah, we waited a little bit to get all the information we could, and it has been confirmed. Not only was it Kobe Bryant, but it was also his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, her friend's parents. I don't think they said whether it was her mother or her father, and the pilot. So that would be the 5 people.
Wow. So that was so that's something normal Kobe would do.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant has been known to take his helicopter from when he was a basketball player to practice to games to avoid LA traffic. And since he's retired, he's just continued that tradition of using that helicopter.
He's getting around the city in a helicopter?
Yeah,
That's
big
his
boy
thing.
status.
Wow.
He wanted to avoid that traffic, and actually it's been said that he's taken that same route over Calabasas numerous times to go to, I guess, a training camp where he helps with young kids.
Right.
So that's a routine trip for him.
Right. The irony is, I think he was just at the Staples Center hanging out with LeBron the night before. Or no, maybe not just there. But no, okay, LeBron just passed his record last night for to be third in the with the most points ever scored in NBA history.
Oh, okay.
LeBron just did that, and LeBron just did an interview talking about Kobe and the significance of Kobe's contributions to the game. He just said this last night.
Yeah, they had a lot of respect for each other. They had a great friendship as well. LeBron also took to Twitter to give his condolences.
What did he say? Did you see it?
I didn't see it. I did see a couple celebrities, and his name was mentioned. TMZ reported that several basketball players and celebrities did their condolences over Twitter and IG and things like that. And he did mention that one of those people was was LeBron James. And LeBron James, he said, was very shaken up because he had just had a conversation recently with Kobe.
Right, and which is crazy. So at first everybody thought this was fake news because only TMZ. Go ahead, talk about that.
Yeah, nobody really believed it at first because notorious gossip columnists, I guess you could say, TMZ was the first to report on this, and in fact it was true, but nobody took it seriously. And actually right now the Grammys are preparing at the Staples Center.
Right now, whoa. Right now the Grammys, wait a minute, so they're going to have the Grammy event?
The Grammys will be tonight on TV. So they've been doing the red carpet, getting their preparations.
At his home. At
his home. So they went there when the news first came out, and they talked to a few celebrities and everything. And at first, everybody thought when they heard the news that people were saying Kobe Bryant was in the building. So people kind of got excited, thought that, hey, this is his hometown. That's nothing unusual for him to be here. And then it suddenly took, a downward spiral when the news kind of came that it was a death. And so a lot of people said at first they didn't believe it, and they just sat still. They just had to wait and get more information because nobody was reporting that it was Kobe, just that it was his helicopter. So they wanted to wait. Then when they got reports that in fact it was him, it was sad. And Rick Ross actually was on the red carpet and said some words, and he just said how shocking and hurt they was, and he was gonna, if he won, he was gonna nominate his Grammy to Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle.
Donate, not nominate.
Nominate. Didn't I say nominate?
You
Not
can nominate your guy.
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
Well, I'm a dictionary guy.
I'm going to accept it on behalf of
there you go.
Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle.
I think it's going to be a lot of that going on tonight. I just can't believe the excitement for the winners who was, for the nominees who was gearing to go into the Staples Center to take care of this, which is their Super Bowl.
Yes.
The Grammys is the Super Bowl of the music industry.
Yes.
And to have that weigh on the whole crowd and night, because right now they got people gathering right outside of the Staples Center, which is right across from where the Grammys is going to be taken, which is inside the Staples Center. But let me ask you a question.
Ask away.
You a mommy.
I am a mommy.
Okay. What's his wife named? Vanessa?
Yes.
She lost her husband.
And her daughter.
And her daughter in one thing. First off, we want to send the condolences out to
the Bryant family.
The Bryant family and his extended family, and even to the people that lost the loved ones in this tragic situation.
The pilot's family, the other young lady and her family.
Yeah.
We send our condolences.
And understand that we representing Blackwood, Ohio. A lot of people don't understand, but I just got to put it out there. As far as Blackwood, Ohio, we have these national news, national events outside of the local spectrum or the local paradigm, right? And we here at the ReporterNewspaperOnline.com, AkronHipHop.com, like to share an Akron perspective or a Blackburn perspective on the national news, how it relates and pertains to us, how we're feeling in the city of Blackburn, Ohio. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I would like to say, one way I feel like we can relate is because we have our local hero, LeBron James. And a lot of people compare the relationship, you can be a Cleveland Cavaliers fan or you can be a LeBron James fan. And I feel like that's the same way Kobe was. You can either be an LA Lakers fan or you are a Kobe Bryant fan. And there's a lot of people that were strictly Kobe Bryant fans. They just loved that man as a person. And he was a good person.
Okay, let me ask you a question again, right back. I ain't forget about it. You was a mom, and let's say if you was a mom, you lost your husband and your daughter at the same time. I know it's hard to imagine, God forbid if it ever happens. What do you think is his wife feeling right now with the loss?
I don't think she can feel anything right now, honestly. I can't imagine that because I've never lost my husband and my child at the same time. But I did lose 3 people that were very close to me, one being my father, all at the same time. And I know that was a very numbing feeling. I didn't know what to do. I felt alone, even though I was surrounded by people, because I didn't feel like anybody could truly understand how I was feeling in that moment because they weren't the people that lost at that moment. But at the same time, I'm grateful that the people that surrounded me and loved me took care of me and never left me despite how much I might have pushed them away. And I hope that's what she's getting right now. I hope she's being surrounded by love and support and people that are just going to be there for her no matter how much she cries or how mean she may get or what she may say, because she's hurt and she may say or do some hurtful things. That's where the love comes in, and you have to turn a blind eye to that and just say, I'm going to love you anyways.
It's times like this that makes you take a pause for the cause, right? And make you realize stupid ass arguments you may have had with your wife.
Absolutely.
Ludicrous, ridiculous arguments you may have had with your husband. And
it might not even just be arguments or stuff. One thing that stood with me and a friend of mine is the fact that we didn't say I love you before that person left. Even though they may have known it and nothing bad was going on, we weren't arguing, it's just still that fact that I didn't say I love you one more time.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So what I'm getting from this is, of course, a lot of people liken this is into like a Tupac death, a Biggie death, the stuff like that. And it is.
I compared it to the death of Whitney Houston because hers happened right before the Grammys as well, and it was shocking and out of the blue, unexpected, and she was an icon, just like Kobe Bryant was a legendary icon.
I'm gonna say still an icon, still
He
a
still
legend.
is, still
Legends
is.
can be in
Legends
the
live
ancestral
on.
realm. They can be
Yeah.
in the ancestral realm,
They
and that's
live
what I
on.
want to say right now is our people need to embrace more than just a one-dimensional thinking. Okay, a lot of us don't deal with the ancestors and that understanding, that paradigm on how the ancestors are really still a part of our everyday lives. Some people call it ancestor worship. I call it ancestor acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you have lost somebody in your life and that you really endure or you really had a great relationship with, don't just put them in the dirt and leave them there. Take some pictures, set up a desk. Some people call it a, what's that thing called? When you put
Memorial?
Yeah. I'm gonna use that word. Set up a picture. Put some candles up. You know, candles
Make it
represent.
like an altar?
That's what I wanted to say. So, but people think that's a negative thing. But hey, you know, if it's Kobe Bryant, you feel something for Kobe Bryant, and definitely if you're a part of the family, he's a part of the ancestral realm. Put a picture up, throw some candles up, and anytime you're thinking about him, light some candles in his name. I mean, some of us pour out some liquor in his name. Do what you need to do to acknowledge his greatness, and that's forever. The fact that you can watch Kobe from here until whenever. He's on our timelines and everything, so if he's on your timeline, that means he's on your mind. And like I said, with the ancestral acknowledgement, you know, just have a picture up there, light an incense for the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because that represents life to me. To D, how you feel?
I agree with you. You know, that's something that's always bothered me, how people kind of pass away, then it seems like life goes on and they're forgotten about. I've tried to not do that in my life, you know, especially with certain people that have passed. My baby brother, he's passed away, and I feel like nobody really acknowledges him. He was here only for 4 months, but he made a great impact on my life. So I continue to tell people about my baby brother. I don't care who gets tired of hearing it, but you guys should do that with everybody, and not just with our own family or celebrities, but people should be acknowledged, especially if they've made an impact on your life. And Kobe Bryant definitely was that person.
Okay, another way that you can represent the way I have, as far as the ancestors, right? My mom is no longer with us, but as you can see, her name tattooed on my epidermis, right? It's literally tattooed on me, and you see the goddess right there next to my arm, or next to her name, is her name with a picture of Nefertiti right next to her, and then it's her birth date there. You see her birth date there?
Absolutely.
A lot of people ask me, where's her death date? I said, well, you're looking at her blood underneath this epidermis. This is literally her. I'm walking in her stead, or an extension of her walk. It's her same bloodline, right?
Right.
So even with my daughter and my grandson and this, that, and the third, she's still here. So I don't put a death date on there because she's still with us. That's how I represent the ancestors. You know what I mean? You better feel it before they kill me.
I love that.
Hey, listen, man. Real quick, we're about to get out of here. We want to thank everybody first off, I want to thank you for taking the time to come down and do some work so we can get all this information right for the community.
Thank you
and
for having me.
for the city and everything. I ain't have you're always here. What do you mean?
I mean,
you're not a guest. It's your
you
show.
sound like I'm stalking you.
No.
But before we head out, why don't you guys go ahead and leave a comment and tell us how Kobe Bryant touched your life. And this show is, I want to give a special shout out before we go to TC and another True Creation Hair Studio at 389 Cuyahoga Street. Telephone number is 330-785-5463. TC is a great hairstylist in my book, so go ahead and check him out.
He's pretty dope. He's been doing hair for a long time. But big ups to TC for wanting to help sponsor this particular thing. He sent me a news feed about this thing, and he came along and said, hey, I want to help out with this thing, help get the message out, so at least people can hear what Akron or Blackron is saying. So big up to TC at another
True Creation Hair Studio,
located
389 Cuyahoga Street. Telephone number 330-785-5463.
He did my dreadlocks before.
They look wonderful.
He's not dread, but he did it before. Take us out of here, Ebony.
All right, thank you for joining us on another episode of the God and the Goddess podcast. And we'll see you next time. Peace.